Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Salt Lake City, Utah for our 6 p.m. match of the 2020 NVA Salt Lake City Showcase between the Stunners of Orange County and Team Freedom based out of the East Coast. For those of you that have been watching for most of the day, thank you for tuning in to our live stream feed for this match. This is an 8-team tournament here in Salt Lake City. We're at the Utah Athletic Center just north of Salt Lake City International Airport. We've got two pools of 4 teams competing in a round-robin competition Thursday and Friday, completing today, and tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, will be a single elimination bracket event with quarterfinals, 8th place games, I believe semifinals and finals, and a 3rd place match on Sunday throughout the day. My name is Matt Prosser. I'm going to be calling this game with you guys. My 5th match of the day, my first one on my own, so I'm excited to be going solo here. I lost my wingman. He had to go have a team dinner since he's fueling up for his matches tomorrow, but hopefully I'll be able to walk you through this match and highlight some of the great plays that we expect to see from some of our NVA All-Stars here, some former national team players, some former All-Americans, some former professional overseas players. I expect this to be a pretty high-level match between these two teams. This is a national conference match. Both teams are currently, I believe, 1-1 in the win-loss column. The way that this conference is shaping up, we could end up with 3 teams all tied at 2-1 in terms of the win-loss column, which means that the breakdown to points will determine places 1, 2, and 3, which heavily impacts their playing schedule over the next day and a half, Saturday and Sunday, going forward. So the Stunners have not lost yet. I apologize, my information is being corrected. So we need them to continue to stay undefeated if they want to finish their pool in first place, which means they will not have a game on Saturday. They'll have a bye basically to the semifinals, and they'll have a day off to prepare for Championship Sunday. Team Freedom, we did see them play earlier today against, let me check my notes here. Well, they did play earlier today. I believe they went 4 games with the Southern Exposure, and Team Freedom won that match in 4. So Team Freedom's going to be 1-1, and the Stunners are 2-0. That's the correct standings for the current situation that we have in front of us, and we're going to do the quick team introductions, a little walkout here. This is the NVA 2020. A few things to watch if this is your first match that you've seen today. The teams will not be changing sides. Traditionally, this is a 3 out of 5 match, like usual, each game to 25 points with a 5th set, if necessary, going to 15 points. But due to COVID regulations and our attempts to keep everyone safe here, the teams will not be changing ends of the court between sets. So, what does that mean? Well, just like it sounds, no one's going to be switching sides. It's going to be a consistent. Team Freedom will be on what is my left side of the court, while the Stunners are on my right side of the court. This is going to be the first match of the day for the Stunners. They had the chance to sleep in, rest up. Team Freedom did play the 8 a.m. match today, the first game of the day, and then they've had some time to hopefully rest up, get some PT, get some good food, hydrate. Maybe a couple of deep tissue massages for their legs and shoulders and make sure they're as fresh as possible for this match. Now again, every team does advance to the weekend competition. However, seeding is at stake here, which means and dictates how much they will have to play tomorrow, if at all, through the remainder of the single elimination bracket that starts tomorrow morning. Here we go, our team introductions. Walk halfway out to the court, turn around, wave to all the great fans that are here in Salt Lake City and attending this NBA event. Friends and family only, actually. All of our fans are watching online at this live stream that we've put together. So here we go. Got some good players on each side here. OC Stunners led by, let's see, number 22, I believe, Nick Amato. He's a 6'6" middle blocker. He's from Aliso Miguel, California. Two-time national championship middle blocker out of Long Beach State. Who else? We also have Matt Hilling. He's another Southern California product, has spent some time in the USA Gym, played on multiple professional teams overseas. And for Team Freedom, we saw a great contribution from their middle attacker, Matt Seifert. Hopefully he's going to be in. Also, number 14, that is Jeff Vautrin, an outside hitter, 6'2", from Massachusetts. A couple different faces for Team Freedom from this morning's match. I think we see a different setter, different opposite hitter, and a different libero. I'm going to do my best to know these names. Again, I haven't seen these guys play today. I do have their rosters in front of me. Might be a little more number calling than name calling, but any of those family members out there, please bear with me. I'm going to do the best that I can to speak what I see here with this match, and we're just about to get underway. Stunners are going to be the first servers. That's number 4, Jeffrey Schmitz. Played his college volleyball at University of California, Irvine, hailing from St. Louis, Missouri. Little jump float serve, cross court, passed up by number 14 for Freedom. Back row right side attack, just long, no touch indicated, and the first point goes to the Stunners.
Because we only got 5 minutes to warm up.
Schmitz with the jump float serve again. He's got the setting duties for the Stunners. And a nice front row dump there by number 4, Matthew Elias. Elias back to serve here for Team Freedom. He did not play earlier today, so he took advantage of that first opportunity to set or dump. Good jump float serve. Matt Hilling catches him a little bit low, can't really put up a good pass, and score the point for Freedom. Another jump float serve passed up by the libero, number 27. Perfect pass. Quick attack by number 9 for the Stunners. Give the kill to Nick West, 6'8" middle blocker from the University of Hawaii. Born and raised in Orange, California. Jarvis serving for the Stunners. Just long. Nice aggressive serve. Trying to set the tone. Almost got one of the Freedom players on the dodgeball court, but just long, point for Freedom. Serving, obviously very important in men's volleyball. Always important to set the tone early on from the service line and put some pressure on the opponent, and make sure you do serve in consistently. Challenge the passers, but also. And from now, we're going to toss over to our sideline reporter, Olivia. What do you got?
Thanks. I spoke with Coach Kirk Francis of the Stunners before this one, and he said that a big key to tonight's match was going to be the serve and pass, of course, but also energy. He said Freedom has a high-energy team, and they're going to need to be able to match that. And he did begin with their starters, so he's looking to establish those big middles early. And the final thing he said to his guys before they took the court, be really careful about what you say and how you act. We do not want any cards tonight.
Thank you for that insight, Olivia. One little rule modification here at the NBA: if you do get 2 yellow cards in a match, you are then suspended for the following match that your team plays. Taking a little note to maybe some European football or soccer. A few too many red cards or yellow cards, you will not be able to play in the next match for your team. So we don't want anyone to not be available for these teams. These guys are working hard. And yes, volleyball is an emotional sport. Good and bad, but we don't need anybody to not be around. And there you see Nick Amato You saw that a lot if you've been watching Long Beach State men's volleyball for the last several years. That was a great block move by him. Gets his hands over the net, seals that cross-court attack, and rejects that call. One thing that you don't want to see if you're a Freedom player is Nick Amato getting hot with his blocking technique during this match. And that's followed up by a nice service ace from number 12. It's Terrell Bramwell, 6'2", opposite hitter out of Toronto, Canada. Putting some early pressure on from the inline with that tough jump serve. Careens off the top of the tape, passed up by the libero. Left side attack by 14. Controlled back, and we have a net violation by Team Freedom as they played that ball out of the net. Down ref was able to see that one pretty easily. And Terrell back to serve again. Stunners developing a nice 3-point lead early on in this first set. Terrell's serve goes just long, missed by about 3 feet. Side out and point to Team Freedom. And going back to serve now is number 10. That's Edward Jedziniak. He's an opposite from Hillsborough, New Jersey. Jedzinski, excuse me. Ooh, Nick Amato. Stunners going quick is first option. And when you have Nick Amato on your team, I think you want to set him as much as you can. Gets a terminal kill there. And it's going to be important for Team Freedom to put some pressure on their serves from the inline and try to get the Stunners out of system. Touch off the block there. Here comes a free ball over from Freedom. Passed up by Terrell. Outside attack, number 7. That's dug back over, passed by Hilling. Outside attack again, pancaked up by the libero. A down ball coming and unfortunately swung and hit into the net by number 14. Jeff Vatrin. Stunners come through. Good defensive plays on both sides of the net there. Good pancake we saw, extending the rally. And Matt Hilling now back to serve again for the Stunners with a little hybrid jump float. And that one catches Vatrin a little low for a overhand pass attempt. It's a lift called on that one. Quick, easy point scored for the Stunners. 9 serving 5. Matt Hilling again back to serve. Has had a couple successful seasons overseas in Europe. He's played all over the place, actually down in South America, Brazil, over in Europe, Portugal, I believe, as well. The journeyman. Free ball played over by Team Freedom. Quick attack in transition by Amato, a little bit of a 31 attack there. And Freedom is going to call an early timeout. Down 11-5, trying to stop the momentum. The Stunners off to a fast start here. Good quick in transition attempts. Couple good key blocks, some pressure from the inline, haven't missed too many serves, and they're kind of setting the tone early and often for this match. Freedom trying to reevaluate what their strategies are going to be, who they're going to look to for some possibilities of slowing down this offense from the Stunners moving forward throughout this set. Coach Justin Beaumont for Team Freedom. He's got double duty today. He's been coaching 2 teams, Team Freedom and also the Tennessee Titans, who had a nice day. They went 1-1. Very scrappy team. If you had a chance to catch any of their matches and watch them play, Team Freedom, very much the same kind of personality when you look at a team. They're scrappy. They're playing hard, and obviously Coach Justin does a good job with his team strategies. So here we go. Matt Hilling back again, serving for Stunners. Currently up 11-5. Jump float passed up by the libero. Here comes a back row attack down the line, dug by 27s. Hilling sets in transition. 7 with a nice swing. A little set dump on an overpass. Back row attack, and that's wide and long by Team Freedom. Another point to the Stunners. Joey Jarvis, that was number 7 for the Stunners. He took a healthy swing in transition. I think you're going to see a lot of attempts over to him. Number 7 in white. And here's Matt Hilling with a little hybrid serve, trying to catch libero off guard. And we have a free ball coming over. It doesn't bode well for Team Freedom. Hilling with a big attack, blocked up by Freedom. Libero bump setting, another free ball by Freedom. Tricky placed, Matt Hilling, kind of a odd little float spike. And there you have Jarvin with a left side attack in transition for a point off the block. Not the most strong technique in some of those plays, but work nonetheless, and give Team Freedom a point. Yeah, number 14, Jeff Otrin, back to serve. Team Freedom, see if he can get some momentum created, and that doesn't help the cause when you miss long. We've been talking about it all day if you watched any of the other matches about serving progression. Guys go back on their first serve attempt. We've seen a lot of first service errors, right? We want to have maybe see our servers go back, put the first serve in, right? Say they score a point, next serve a little bit harder, you score a point, next one a little bit harder after that. So it's interesting to see sort of what the serve psychology and serve strategies are for these teams, depending on who their servers are, who their strongest servers are, and what technique they resort to, whether it's a jump spin serve or a jump hybrid, so or jump float. You'll see Nick Amato here. He's going to traditionally rely on the jump float, maybe a little bit of a hybrid, kind of soft, plays it up over to the libero. Quick attack from Freedom, dug by the opposite. There's Jarvis with a three-man block in front of him, tip and cover. Matt Hilling with a pick in transition. Again, three-man block, and Freedom gets that one down to the ground for a terminal block and a point. So nicely formed blocking by Team Freedom. Stunners maybe scrambling a little bit in transition. Maybe need to be a little bit more vocal about who's going to set, who wants the set, where the set's going to go. Nonetheless, give the credit to the Team Freedom block. We have number 2 back to serve. That's Jake Modesto. Good jump serve over to 7. Sorry, Joey Jarvis gets a little tip slam down off the blocker's hands. He saw the opportunity to use the block's outside arm and took advantage of that. And we're halfway through the first set, 15-7. Stunners with a controlling lead so far. Back to Jeff Smith serving. Another little jump float, passed up by the barrel. Left side attack, down the line, dug by Schmitz, but we have a net violation on number 12 for the Stunners. That's Bramwell. He was into the net, unfortunately. Not too sure if it was his arm or jersey, perhaps. But side out goes to Team Freedom. Now, Matthew Elias back to serve. Another jump float, passed up by Hilling. Quick attack, 31, covered. Right side attack in transition, high hands, deflected, and gets past the defenders for a point. Back to serve now for the Stunners, Joey Jarvis, a 6'4", outside hitter, hailing from Toronto, Canada. The one of 2 Maple Leafs on this team. Jump serve, cross court, corner to corner, just wide, just wide. The Freedom players are reiterating the fact that it was a wide serve to, I'm not sure who, but nonetheless, number 3, Josu Castillo back to serve, 6'1", outside hitter from New Jersey. A high toss, jump serve, passed up by the libero. Jarvis, sorry, that was, yeah, Joey Jarvis called for a back row attack as his foot was on the 3-meter line coming for that big attack, unfortunately. So 16-10, Team Freedom playing from behind. Number 3 serving once again, that's Josu Castillo. A nice high toss on his jump spike serve. Passed up tight, Schmitz comes up with a one-handed back quick set to, I believe that was Nick West, the middle blocker out of Hawaii, and he gets the point. Nick West now back to serve. Again, grew up in Orange County, California, played his college volleyball at the University of Hawaii in Manoa. Jump serve, passed up by the libero. Nearly an overpass, but Freedom setter able to be athletic enough with a high one-handed reach, brings it back, sets the quick attacker for a point. Look, Matt Elias bringing that play back on his side of the net, feeding his available hitters and making a difference. Well, right side attack by the Stunners, deflected back by the block of the Freedom, but just long. It's a nice healthy attack by the opposite for Stunners. That's number 12, Terrell Bramwell. Bramwell now back to serve. See, he's going to probably do a little bit of a, I believe it's a jump spin serve. Deep breath, concentrate. High toss. Nice serve, attacking the seams between the libero and the back row passer for an ace. Team Freedom calls their second timeout of this first set. Stunners currently up 19-11. And we're going to see how the Team Freedom can kind of regroup, maybe find their stride a little bit, understand what they need to do in terms of passing. And, you know, their serve game from the inline has been a little bit maybe subpar. Not a lot of pressure on the Stunners to, you know, pass a hard jump serve or a very tricky, difficult jump float. I think the Stunners offense is probably hitting at a pretty high clip. Meanwhile, the Stunners seem pretty loose. They seem pretty easygoing. Not a lot of stress on that side. Riding a comfortable 8-point lead currently in the first set, with Terrell Bramwell back to serve again as well. This will be his second serve of the run here. A three-man serve receive for the Freedom. That's service ace number 2 in a row for Mr. Bramwell. Again, attacking that same exact seam between number 3, Matthew Elias, and Team Freedom's libero. You see them pinch a little bit closer here. They need to talk about who's going to take that seam, because Bramwell's hit it there twice in a row. That serve goes long from Bramwell. Clearly long, not even close. Good run nonetheless, 20-11 in favor of the Stunners. Passed up by libero, back dump from Schmitz, picked up by Freedom's libero. Here comes Elias out of the back row. Not sure we have a net violation. Referee says it was the ball. Nick Amato gets credit for the block point. Unfortunately, we don't have any microscopic cameras to see what actually happened there, but point for the Stunners, and Team Freedom comes right back and sides out with a good left side attack on a poorly formed block by the middle attacker for Stunners, Nick Amato. Number 14, Jeff Vatrin, coming back. Freedom needs some input and some contributions from their serve game right now if they hope to kind of create any momentum that they can ride into the second set. And that's another hitting error, service error from the inline, unfortunately. Cannot create momentum if you can't make any serves. Nick Amato jump float serving for the Stunners, down the line, passed up by Elias. Back row attack from Team Freedom, scooped up by Bramwell. Schmitz goes back Bick to Hilling, open hand tip, covered up by the libero. Again, 14 with a back row attack in transition. He goes wide cross court, and give that point to Stunners, currently 23, serving 13. Inching closer to sealing this victory in the first set. Nick Amato again back to serve. Jump float, passed up by the libero. Outside attack by Elias, cross court, and Amato cannot come up with the dig. Prime example of why we have liberos in our game now. Amato's disgusted at himself that he didn't make that dig. Number 2, Modesto, serving now for Team Freedom. He's going to jump serve, middle of the court, and he misses out of bounds wide. And we have set point now for the Stunners, 24 serving 14. Jeff Schmitz back to serve. Lines up, prepares for his jump float, slaps it across, passed up by 14. Good pass, quick attack from Freedom, and scores a quick point. Like to see quick as a first option. I'm a former middle blocker myself. I like to see other middle blockers be involved early on in matches, and when it's a good pass up to the top of the tape, typically setters like to set quick. We go setter number 4 serving for Freedom, passed up by Hilling. Back. Bramwell blocked by a cross-court attack by number 20 for Team Freedom. That was a well-formed block by Paczynski. Still set point here for the Stunners. Couple of laughs going on. Jump float serve is not handled properly by the libero for the Stunners, and that's going to be tallied as an ace for number 4. That's Matthew Elias, the setter for Team Freedom, with his little jump float serve. 2 straight points. Libero for the Stunners is asking for it again, and he doesn't get it. It's passed up to the 10-foot line. Left side attacker, high hands, dug back over the net, and we have a replay coming from the up ref. I don't know what happened. I think maybe the up ref was expecting the ball to hit the ceiling. But here we go, replay nonetheless. Jump float serve from Elias. Passed up by the libero, inside the 10-foot line, left side attack. And that's a kill. Terrell Bramwell with the terminal kill for set point here for the Stunners. 25-17, game 1 goes to the OC Stunners. We'll take a quick 2-minute break here between games to regroup. Let's see, get the lineups in place, understand maybe what the strategies are going to be. Again, going into game 2, this is a best 3 out of 5 match. Games to 25 points. I think a little analysis of that game, Team Freedom slightly overpowered in almost every facet and focus of the game of volleyball, whether it was serving, the block and defense, passing. Offensively speaking, I think they had a hard time getting their offense going. But you know what? It's a 3 out of 5 match, and anything can happen. So we're going to see what both teams can do to sort of tweak their strategies and come back and hopefully have a maybe different result in game 2. Again, Team Freedom played earlier today. The OC Stunners have not played today, so this is their first match. And yeah, sorry. So Stunners win that set 25-17. I think they're very loose. They're playing confident. They like their team. They are very overly confident sometimes. They're speaking through the net to Team Freedom. Like I said, they played earlier today. Different lineup than what we're seeing now, but hopefully Coach Justin can come up with a good strategy to hopefully right the ship a little bit here and come out with a little bit more sense of urgency maybe for Team Freedom. Not quite as tentative, and we see what the OC Stunners are going to do, and I don't expect them to do anything much different in this second set, but Team Freedom does need to make some adjustments to make this match a little bit more competitive than that first set was. So we'll see what happens here moving forward. Okay, the teams are taking the court back here. We're going to get a quick little insight from our sideline reporter, Olivia Phelps. Olivia.
Yeah, thanks. On the Freedom side, they're talking about their attack. They said, we can swing hands. We're trying to swing high right now, but we don't need to do that. Let's just swing hands. Their pins on the opposite side of the net are smart, so we need to be disciplined and, again, press. And they know that they're high jumpers, so they said, let's, quote, eat that up. Back to you.
Thanks, Olivia. Yeah, this sport, you want to be athletic as possible. You want to jump. You want to attack the ball at its highest point. And we're seeing some very athletic high flyers here at this tournament showcase. There's no shortage of them in this match per se. I think Team Freedom just came out a little bit flat, and they need to, maybe find some energy drinks or some kind of fire in the fuel tank here to start this set off with a little bit more sense of urgency and a little bit more fun. I mean, it's hard to have fun when you can't get on any kind of momentum or point scoring runs, but here we go, start of game 2. Matthew Elias back to jump float serve. Nice pass by the Stunners, and Schmitz goes sets over on 2, catching the Team Freedom kind of sleeping on that one. So again, quick, fast start by the Stunners. They're in rotation 1. Schmitz is going back to serve now. And you can see that he likes to be involved in the offense. You see a few dumps, a few point scoring opportunities for him. His little jump float serve short, passed up by the libero. Right side attack by Freedom. Cross court attack is successful. That was number 3. Josu Castillo hitting on the right-hand side for Team Freedom. Castillo back to serve now. We've seen his jump serve. He's got a nice high toss, good step close. Gets good contact with the ball. Straightaway serve passed up by libero. Nick West with the old paintbrush, quick attack. Finds the court, open space. Maybe a little bit of a misconnection, but nonetheless, score the point and give the kill to Nick West, number 9 for the Stunners. That paintbrush can be useful. It's not the most prettiest attack in the game of volleyball, but it is highly, highly effective. And that's followed up promptly by a service error from the Stunners. That was number 7, Joey Jarvis, with a little bit of a missed serve, dropped his arm. Maybe that toss wasn't quite where he wanted it to be. Now Team Freedom going to try their chances with a standing float serve. Passed up by the libero. Backside attack by Tramwell. Dug down the line by the middle blocker. A high snap by number 13. Dug up by the Stunners. Left side attack by Hilling in transition. Roll shot covered. Slight miscommunication there. And Stunners with a nice block in transition by number 12. Bramwell gets the block on that one. Stunners out to an early lead here, 3-2 game 2. Nick West with a jump serve from the corner. Nice contact, good serve straight away. Asking for a touch, and he gets it, number 13. That's Landon Shorts. Didn't play the first set. He played earlier today in the Team Freedom's first match. He is a very athletic hitter, and look to him to carry a serious load for this team throughout the rest of this match. Freedom attacks on the right side, blocked back. Nice Shorts. Hilling with the left side attack in transition, rattles around off the block and the net and gets the point. The ball finds the ground. Give the kill to Hilling and a point to the Stunners. Terrell Bramwell back to serve. 4 serving 3. Nearly out of rotation, but they're going to let it go. Attack down the line, dug by the libero, and we have a double contact called on the Stunners. Stunners are begging for a little charity call here on the out of rotation by Team Freedom, but down ref isn't going to give it to them. They're going to make them earn their points and not give them any freebies. Landon Shorts jump serving now for Team Freedom. Down the line, pass by Hilling. Backside attack by Tramwell. Back row, and that's successful off the block for a kill. A lot of talking going on between these two teams. I think the Stunners have quite a confident air about their abilities, and they do decide to communicate quite often through the net to the other team, and they're not afraid to voice their opinions to the referees on their dislikes of some of their calls. We'll see how that unfolds and plays into this match as we get deeper into it here. Matt Hilling back serving again with a jump float serve. Great pass by the libero and a quick set to the middle for a quick kill. That was Modesto, number 2, coming from right to left, getting that kill out of the side out quick attack. Jump serve goes long. Not too sure what's going on communication-wise between the Stunners themselves. The libero looks a little confused. And nonetheless, Nick Amato jump float serving, passed up by Shorts. Quick attack by 20. Dug up by Schmitz. Free ball coming from Nick West, who's able to just sort of slap it down right-handed and finds the open court deep in the corner for a point. Unorthodox to say the least, but it did earn the point for the Stunners. And Nick Amato serving again. Pass by Castillo, right side attack, back row. I'll mark that a point for Team Freedom as that ball finds the floor between the blockers of the Stunners and the net. That ball got blocked straight down, but on the wrong side for the block defense. Matthew Elias back to serve now for Team Freedom, trying to manufacture a couple of points. Jump float serve over to the Stunners. And again, Schmitz needs to be aware. You have to know when the setter is front row. That is his second two-handed set over on two as a setter dump. He clearly wants to be active and sees a hole in the middle of the court. Team Freedom had nobody hit the floor for that ball, so that play is widely open for him. And there's another quick attack. First option quick from Team Freedom, number 20. Paczynski gets up and available for his setter to feed him the ball and score the fast point. Castillo now serving for Team Freedom. Jump serve coming. Good contact, passed up by Libero. And Stunners run a quick set to Nick West for another point. So we see a little bit of the battle of the middles here. We're seeing some first option quicks. You see Nick West versus Paczynski. We've got Nick Amato against the other middle blocker for Team Freedom. And unfortunately, that's a service error by the Stunners. It's always interesting to see the game within the game. You look at the team strategies, you see how offensively involved the setter wants to be, especially early on. He is a viable attacker. There's a net violation on Nick West. But something that we always want to pay attention to is the momentum shifts in volleyball. Anything can happen, and as soon as a team gets more momentum, look for repeat points. Something you don't see very often is the standing float serve anymore. Middle blockers doing the standing float serve, and that's Trammell with a strong right side attack for the Stunners. Back to strategies here. So looking at the matchups, rotational matchups, offensive hitters versus defensive blockers and their block and defense, who the matchups are going to be. Who do you want to set? You have to know which blockers are going against your hitters and be able to isolate the guys that you want to set against the preferable blockers that are in front of them. Nick Amato gets shut down right there. Modesto coming up with a huge block, being very well disciplined, keeping his hands up, watching the set come out of the setter's hands and staying home and getting that block in a transition quick attempt. Almost again, Amato goes over him. Good hustle, good scrap play by Team Freedom, but they're unable to get the ball back over the net. Give the point to the Stunners, and number 12 going back to serve, Terrell Bramwell. High pace of play so far through this first game and a half of this match. Good intensity, solid contacts, good volleyball being played, high level volleyball. Bump back set, maybe not right where he wanted that location to be. Quick attack, blocked back by Amato. Free ball coming from Castillo. Amato with a quick attack in transition, and that scores the point. Stunners up 13-10. You can clearly see that they want to highlight and emphasize their quick attackers in transition and also in serve receive. You have some very big physical players in the middle. They want to give them as many sets as possible. Big jump serve there from Bramwell, actually catches Castillo on the way out of bounds for an ace. And Castillo got in the way and then couldn't get out of the way. He needs to take a quick tutorial on some dodgeball techniques, but that was a nice serve. Nonetheless, give the credit to where credit is due with Bramwell being super aggressive from the inline and creating some confidence and momentum with his jump serves. 14-10 Stunners, nearly halfway through this second set of this 6 p.m. match here in Salt Lake City, the NVA Showcase. The OC Stunners versus Team Freedom. This is our 5th match of the day. We have one more after this, game starting at 8:30 p.m. local time. After that match, our brackets will be set for tomorrow's activity. Saturday's the start of the single elimination bracket playoff, which will pit the 3rd and 4th place teams from each pool playing against one another with the right to play the 2nd place team in the quarterfinals from each pool. Winners from that will advance on the Sunday semifinals Sunday morning. And then of course our champion, our 3rd and 4th place game, followed by our championship match Sunday evening. See a good side out there from Team Freedom, trying to right the ship here. Here comes number 13 back to serve. That's Landon Shorts. Needs to create some kind of momentum for his team. Service goes long, out of bounds. And again, Team Freedom maybe overexerting themselves from the service line, failing to create any kind of momentum and constantly siding out. Good pass by the libero, left side attack by Castillo, blocked back by the Stunners. Comes a right side attack in transition, dug up by Trammell. His right side attack does not clear the net. Mark that a point for Team Freedom. Good exchange there, back and forth. Bramwell with a nice dig. Unfortunately, could not follow back with a winning attack. And here we have Jake Modesto with a serve. Left side attack by number 7 of the Stunners, picked up by Castillo. Middle attack in transition by Shorts. And that's successful with a kill down the cross court down the line. Team Freedom creating a little bit of momentum themselves, only down by 2 points now. Stunners going to regroup here. Good hustle play by them. Look for possibly a quick attack on a really good pass, or possibly a back row attack. Service goes long. Nick Amato now back to serve for the Stunners. He'll create his jump float serve, and he does. Slaps it over, passed up by Shorts. Not the best pass. Castillo attacks from the left side, and that's a block by Nick West and Jeff Schmitz. Back together again. Stop that attempt and give them a point, 17, serving 13. Stunners are in control with a good 4-point lead. Nick Amato recently playing a season of professional volleyball over in Spain. Decided not to go back and stay home and get involved with the NVA. Hitting error by Team Freedom as Nick Amato continues a service run. Elias with a jump float serve, passed up by the libero. Left side attack for the point to the Stunners. That's number 7, Joey Jarvis, carrying a heavy load and producing some good point scoring opportunities for his team. Schmitz back to serve, jump float serve, comes across, passed up by Castillo. Elias sets back overhead to Castillo. He tips, that's picked up by Hilling. Left side attack by number 7, Jarvis, and that's blocked back by Castillo for a point to Team Freedom. So, nice exchange back and forth. Got a little too much extracurricular activity going on between the net here, and I don't know why guys think it's good to talk back and forth, but not necessarily necessary. We're here to play volleyball, and we can talk after the game if we want, but during the game, let's just have good high-level volleyball and play. Stunners first team to 20 here, 5-point lead inching towards the business end of the second set. Jarvis with a little jump float serve hybrid, passed up. Shorts with a nice cross-court defense that catches Hilling, not ready to dig the ball. Well, Hilling's talking to the crowd, talking to the bench. Matt Hilling, if you've seen him play before, you know he does like to talk. Ball is hit wide across court by Bramwell. So, Freedom inching a little bit closer, now down by 3. 20 serving 17. The standing float serve finds the net, unfortunately. A little bit of a momentum killer there for Team Freedom. Nick West sauntering back to serve. Tosses the ball. Prepares himself, focuses, bounces, spins. Here comes a jump serve from Nick West. Passed up by Castillo. Elias sets overhead. Backside attack hit wide down the line by Team Freedom. Point goes to Stunners, 22-17. Nick West back to serve again, creating a nice little service run here. Libero has a hard time passing that up. Back row attack, dug up by Schmitz. Hilling hitting it from the left side in transition. A net violation on number 10 in blue. Edward Jedzinski touched the net on that block move. 23 serving 17. Nick West back to serve. Jump spin serve coming. And we have a foot fault. Now, these are some pretty big guys. They need a lot of space back there when they're jump serving. That side of the court's a little bit more compact, if you will. And Jedzinski with a jump float serve, passed up by Hilling. Back little tip, gets picked up. Castillo throws it across, dug up by Schmitz. The right side attack in transition. Bramwell gets blocked back, covered by the libero. Bramwell again, right side attack, dug by Castillo. Castillo, Bick in transition, off the tape. Linesman couldn't see it as the diving Jarvis blocked his view. Upref calls it in. Point will be awarded to Team Freedom. Slightly unconventional point there, but a point nonetheless. Jedzinski back to serve again. Passed up by Jarvis. Jarvis out of the back row Bick, and he hits it long. Jedzinski jump float serve. Can't get the tape trickler to fall. Unfortunately, it bounces back on his side of the net. Hilling continues to have a conversation with the Team Freedom bench players, talking about where they're going to go get team dinners later, I'm sure. And it's set point Stunners. Here comes Bramwell, jump serving, long, out of bounds. 21 serving 24. Set point to the Stunners still. Landon Shorts goes back to serve for Team Freedom. See if he can go on a small serving run, create some kind of momentum that maybe can be carried into game number 3. Jump serve, passed up by the libero nicely. Set overhead, Bramwell right side attack out of the back row, and we have a net violation on Team Freedom. And that's it for game number 2. Set number 2 goes to Stunners 25-21. Stunners take a commanding 2-0 lead in this best of 5 match. Team Freedom conversing, trying to figure out what their strategy should be coming out of this timeout. And Coach Justin debating with Chris Vaughn, one of his players, who seems to be possibly resting this match and sitting it out so that he can be a little fresher for tomorrow's action. Again, this lineup that we're seeing from Team Freedom slightly different than what we saw this morning. So this might be a little bit of a personnel management where we have some guys that haven't gotten a lot of playing time going right now. Although I do think we might see a few personnel changes here, as we might see a new opposite and possibly, let's see, number 6 looks like he's getting ready to come in. That's Albus, Samuel Albus, 6'3" opposite. Played his club volleyball at Virginia Tech, grew up in Richmond, Virginia. And that's Albus. I wouldn't expect to see any changes on the Stunners lineup. Coach Francis over there seems to have his personnel dialed in just the way he wants. They're loose, they're having fun, they're joking around. Corey Chavers over there on the bench. He's in street clothes, not playing this match. He, of course, played his college volleyball at UC Santa Barbara. If you follow West Coast MPSF Division I men's volleyball. Well, here we go. Starting set number 3. I see one change in lineup for the Team Freedom. I think their opposites have swapped. Matt Hilling continuing to talk and make his voice heard throughout this gym, followed up by some laughter. Again, talking about where they're going to have dinner tonight after this match. I'm sure there's lots of really good restaurants here in Utah, Salt Lake City specifically. So Team Freedom comes in with Albus making the only switch, and that's at, looks like, the opposite position. He did play earlier today, had a good contribution for his team in that 4-set loss. I'm sorry, that 4-set win over LA Blaze earlier today. So look to him to see if he can be a bit of a difference maker in this 3rd set. Meanwhile, the Stunners, they start the same group of 7 players. Just like they had done in the previous 2 games. Schmitz will be the first server. Going back, and he will jump float. The referee gives a signal, and we're ready to start. Set 3 starts off by Schmitz with a jump float, passed up by the middle blocker in the front row. Castillo, a left side attack, blocked up, and that will find the open court as Jarvis didn't know if he should play it or watch it. He decided to watch it, and it fell in the court. So 1-0 Team Freedom gets their first lead of the night, and that must feel really good for them. You can see them celebrating. Here comes Elias with his jump float serve into the net. So we're now tied 1-1. All right, let's get some insight from Olivia. What do you got, Olivia?
Yeah, thanks. The Stunners are executing their game plan. Coach was pretty happy. They're out hitting Team Freedom 470 to 370. That was 23 to 15 kills at the break, and they're also out blocking them 11 to 5.
Yeah, those are pretty good notes. Thanks, Olivia, for that insight. 470 hitting percentage. That's a pretty good aggressive clip that you're going to win most of the matches that you play when you're hitting at that number. And if you're winning the hitting percentage and also winning the block department, you're going to be in commanding control of a match. And so far, that's what the Stunners have done. That attack finds the ground. That was Castillo in transition. So Freedom comes out with a little sense of urgency in this 3rd set. It's nice to see. Try to create some fire, earn some momentum, manufacture some points when they can. Maybe catch the Stunners a little overly confident, because they're definitely not short on confidence on that side of the court. Nice pass by the libero. Jarvis with a bick. Goes cross body down the line, misses long. So Freedom 3 serving 2. It's a few hitting errors early on by the Stunners. 470 hitting percentage is threatening to drop a little bit based on their hitting errors so far. Castillo jump serves that ball into the net. Side out to the Stunners, and we're tied at 3s. Nick West back to serve for the Stunners. You can see that he's not necessarily in a hurry to serve. There's his jump serve. And that ball goes out long. So a little bit of a serving battle here to start this 3rd set. Here comes Judzinski serving. He's got a standing float serve. Goes cross court, passed up by Jarvis. Overhead attempt by Bramwell. He gets the point with a nice cross court attempt and a kill for the Stunners. Bramwell preparing for his jump serve. I tossed up close, nice contact. Great pass by the libero. That's a back row. It's an over by Nick Amato. That ball did not break the plane. It was clearly a net plane violation by Nick Amato. Slightly overzealous. I mean, he is tall, he's got long arms, he is athletic, but a back row setter with a ball that doesn't break the plane is not allowable for you to touch the ball. Excuse me, 5 serving for Freedom. Still with the lead. And here comes Albus with his first serve of the third set. Bramwell flying out of the back row, overhead. They call that the D set, and he scores the point. So Stunners continuing to side out at a pretty good consistency. Their offense is diverse. You see early quick attacks, you see big attacks, you see front and back sets. Maybe just slightly more consistency in their transition and attacking game. Matt Hilling now back to serve for the Stunners. 6 serving 5, and that jump float serve goes long. So neither one of these teams are very impressive with their serve game at the moment. I don't think either one of them have really put an emphasis on the importance of it. They tend to either be jump float serves that are not very difficult, or a jump serve that might be in or might be out about 50% of the time. And there you see Jeff Schmitz with another back dump. That's 3 points for him early on. Each one of his points have come early in a set. I think he likes to make his presence felt early on and get some reliable action from the blockers there on the other side. Make him realize that he's an offensive threat. And that's another missed serve by the Stunners. Nick Amato misses his jump float serve down the line. I think Coach Francis might be getting slightly annoyed by the number of missed serves from his crew. There's Jarvis with a left side attack that goes just long, no touches, notified by the referees, and that is a 8-7 lead for Team Freedom. Pass by Jarvis. Quick attack by West, blocked back by Judzinski. Schmidt sets Bramwell out of the back row. That gets a little help from the equipment, and that finds the ground for a point, and we're tied at 8s.
Hey, keep working, let's go.
Schmidt's now back to serve for Stunners. Jump float serve, passed up by Judzinski. Passed and set quick. Judzinski and Elias play a little 2-man game there, getting ready for next summer maybe. Future beach volleyball partnership in the works, but like to see the middle blocker take the pass and then get rewarded from his setter with a quick set. Schmitz goes quick to his middle, Nick West, and he gets blocked. And Team Freedom creating a little momentum now, have a 2-point lead in this third set. Matt Elias back to serve, jump float coming. Down the line to Hilling, not the best pass. Jarvis with a roll shot over the block. Albus with a block, with a swing attempt, and Tramwell gets that block and walks around the court to celebrate with his team. Terrell Bramwell with a nice block move on that one. Here's Jarvis. He's getting ready to jump spin serve. A little bit of a hybrid there. Catches Albus off guard. Castillo with a swing attempt, and that's blocked by Nick West. Cross court, give the point to Stunners. So 2 straight blocks there for Team Stunner, the OC Stunner, excuse me. Their block and defense is picking up a little momentum, and we're tied at 10s. Still fairly early in this third set, but when you're down 0-2 like Team Freedom is, they need to find some kind of sense of urgency. Jadzinski attack, dug up by the libero. Hilling in transition. Strong left side attack by Matt Hilling. Scores the point for his team. And Stunners back in the lead, 11 serving 10. Not sure what's going on here, but we might need to do a quick court sanitation, perhaps. I'm not sure what the holdup is. I think we're taking just a quick official timeout here. This is off the record official timeout. Not sure what's happening, but players have left the court. And quick water break here. Got some. Olivia, can you tell us what's happening, please?
Yeah, I guess there's some blood on the court from one of those last plays. They're going to disinfect whatever is left.
All right. That was going to be my next guess. There you go. Close up on the action. Thank you, Olivia. Good to know that your insight there can answer a couple of our questions at home and on the sidelines here. So obviously player safety, player health is of utmost importance here, given the nature of our world at the moment. Any blood on the court will need to be obviously properly handled and cleaned up, while seems to have been the product of Team Freedom's libero and maybe a few blood droplets leaking through his pink knee brace. Nonetheless, we're back to action here. Stunners with a slim 1-point lead as we get closer to the midway point of set number 3 of our 6:30 p.m. match here. Sorry, 6 p.m. match here in Salt Lake City. There's Joey Jarvis back to serve. Oh, hybrid jump float, short to Castillo, passed up Elias, goes outside to Albus. Left side attack for the point. Nice high cross-court attack. Reached and hit that ball at a very high point. Drove it to the corner as it careens off the back row player's defensive stance. Tied at 11. Josu Castillo back to serve. Positioning for a jump serve here. Nice high toss. Good contact. Pass by Hilling. Schmitz overpassed. Blocked back by Team Freedom and not playable by Bramwell. So good service pressure from Castillo. And that results in a point with Team Freedom up by 1, 12 serving 11. Castillo serving again. That one finds the net. Classic men's volleyball action here. You do see quite a few missed jump serves. The jump serve is highly important in this sport, and unfortunately, it does have a high failure rate. It is one of those skills that does require thousands upon thousands of repetitions to master. Variables of balls, lights, elevation, sweat. Essentially, your toss and your footwork are of utmost importance to really maximize the ability to reproduce a high-level quality jump serve over and over and over again. That's why you see some of the best jump servers in the world at the Olympic level spending thousands of hours working on their jump serve and mastering that technique. Stunners are having a little bit of a hard time passing these balls and these serves from Team Freedom. Passes are getting a little too close to the net. Slightly overpassed. Schmitz is in the back row right now, so he cannot block the overpass. He cannot dump the tight passes from his guys. And the Stunners find themselves down 2 points. There's Bramwell, right side attack down the line for a point. to make sure that he realizes who he hit the ball at. Didn't dig it. But you can mark that as another point for Team OC Stunners, now down 1 point, 13 serving 11. So Bramwell jump serving, middle of the court, passed up by the libero. Elias, right side of the court. Albus attacks, high hands, gets a nice quality touch off the block, and a point goes to Team Freedom. So making the most out of something that's not ideal. That pass was not very good. Elias had to run to the right side of the court, set his opposite, who was his closest hitter, Albus, and he takes a nice high swing, finds the hands and fingertips of Matt Hilling for a point. So Albus now back to serve for Team Freedom. Good serve down the line, picking on Matt Hilling. Hilling now attacking from the left, blocked back, but covered by the libero. Jarvis, not sure who he was trying to set with that ball. Goes over the net and out of bounds, which is not where one of his teammates are. A point goes to Team Freedom now with a 3-point lead. 16 serving 13 halfway through this third set. So, there we go. Albus jump serving. Let's see if he goes down the line again. He keeps picking on Matt Hilling's passing. He thinks maybe he's the weakest link over there. Well, it goes to Jarvis this time. Schmitz passes it up. Bramwell plays from the left. Three-man block gets the point, and Stunners watch the ball drop. No one seems to really be wanting to cover their teammates. That ball goes all the way across the court and falls in their court for a point. Albus now, I believe this is going to be his 4th serve in a row. Getting a nice service progression. Going to jump serve again. I would be picking on either Jarvis or Matt Hilling. Definitely not serving towards the libero. That one gets over to Hilling this time. Schmitz from the 10-foot line. Bramwell goes back. Two-man block picked up by the libero. Albus transitioning. Blocked by Amato, but played up. Covered, but cannot be returned. You see a little bit of scrap from Team Freedom. Good effort level. Stunners, they seem to want to terminate their first option. And then when that doesn't happen, it seems as if they might be sometimes a little bit confused about what to do in transition. So see how that kind of folds out. Albus, I'm sorry, that's Landon Shorts getting a nice first option attack from the left side. The Stunners have the physicality department won in this game. You have Landon Shorts, number 13. He's a little bit smaller, a little undersized for an outside hitter. Okay, let's stop that thought and throw it over to Olivia for some insights.
Yeah, thanks. The Stunners are in some new territory. They're not used to playing without the lead, and you can see that discomfort in the bench. Completely quiet, a different mood, and they're going to be looking to up that energy in these next coming points.
Yeah, thanks, Olivia, for that. Appreciate your insights from that bench over there, and you can see a missed opportunity on that play from Team Freedom. Looked like they thought there was a touch on that block, but nobody else saw it. And now Stunners Nick Amato back to serve again with a jump float. Cross court passed by the libero. Elias goes back to Albus. He hits his attack long, and now we have a little momentum to the side of the Stunners. And Team Freedom's going to call a timeout, try to stop this sudden momentum wave that the Stunners have presented, and see if they can right their ship on their end. So here we are, second half of set number 3. Team Freedom currently with a 1-point lead, 18 points over 17 points of the Stunners. Team Freedom has played a little bit better this game. You've seen Albus come in and make an impact offensively. He's serving tough. He's causing some problems for the passers of the Stunners, which is resulting in some attacking errors. You've seen a hitting percentage drop a little bit from the Stunners. Perhaps they became a little bit too overly confident after those first 2 sets, thinking that set 3 was going to be a little bit of a walk in the park. Also, perhaps a little bit too much conversation from the Stunners about where they're going to go have dinner after this match. And they've kind of lost a little bit of focus. So here we are, 17 serving 18. Nick Amato back to serve. Going to do his patented jump float hybrid. Passed up by Castillo. Elias back to Castillo on the left. Blocked back by Schmitz. Libero sets Albus in transition out of the back row. Blocked by Jarvis. A transition attempt by Castillo, dug by Amato, passed over by Jarvis. Albus with a little tip in transition, back row, Hilling, jump sets, Jarvis tips, block back. Jarvis again, transition kill, roll shot, that's gonna find the ground. A little bit of a ping pong rally back and forth, got some unorthodox attacks here and there. That last one found the ground off the fingertips of Team Freedom's blockers. And we're tied at 18s. Nick Amato, jump float serve once again. That one comes up short, passed underhand by Libero. Albus out of the back row. That's deflected off of the stunner's block and out of bounds. Good effort by Amato to try to get that, but he wasn't even close. And it's 19 serving 18, Team Freedom. Team Freedom needs to keep their serves in here as we get closer to the end of this third set if they want to pull out this set win. It's a good jump float serve, passed up by Jarvis. Bramwell gets blocked by Castillo on the right side attack. He stands there in disbelief as if, how could I have gotten blocked by him? But that's what happened. So another 2-point cushion now for Team Freedom, 20 serving 18. Modesto back to serve. Here's his jump float serve. Passed again by Jarvis. Schmitz goes overhead to repeat Bramwell. That time he scores the point with a strong, strong right side attack. Cross court into the angle. 19 serving 20. Stunners down by 1. Schmitz back to serve. Another jump float hybrid. Passed by Shorts. Castillo on the left side block, back by Bramwell. Overpass. Elias is ready for it. Nice dig by the libero. Jarvis tips. Picked up by Albus. Shorts out of the back row. He's over. That is a 3-meter violation. The back row attackers cannot step on that white line. He clearly broke the rules, and the referees caught him. And we're knotted at 20s. Here at the business end of this third set, Stunners with a 2-0 set lead. Schmitz jump floats to Shorts. Albus attacks right back, blocked by Jarvis. Castillo hits in transition, and that one goes out of bounds long cross court. Didn't get the contact that he was hoping for on that swing. And the Stunners find themselves 4 points away from winning this match. Schmitz gathers himself, jump float serves, short, libero overpasses, and that goes out of bounds. Point to the Stunners, and you can give that ace, service ace credit to Jeff Schmitz. 22 serving 20, Schmitz once again inching ever closer to wrapping up this match in 3 straight sets. Jump float serve passed by Shorts, overhanded. Elias goes to Jedzinski, dug up by the libero. Goes off wide, comes a free ball, standing spike from Hilling. Elias sets Castillo on the left. Bramwell gets tooled. Castillo scores the point for Team Freedom, taking advantage of the smaller blocker out there in number 12, Bramwell, and using his block to careen the ball out of bounds wide. Now we have Elias back to serve. Matt Elias, number 4 for Team Freedom, jump floats to Jarvis. Schmitz goes quick attack to Nick West, and that's a successful play. He scores the point. I believe Nick West is hitting at a very high percentage. And Team Freedom has had a very difficult time stopping the quick attackers from the Stunners. Jarvis serving at 23-21. Miscommunication there. Albus with a strong swing, but that's blocked by Nick West. Ball nearly hit the camera. Sorry about that. And here we are now with Team Freedom calling a timeout. Not sure what's going on here. I think the libero might just be relaxing. Maybe he's cramping. Not really sure. He's just going to sit for a minute, gather himself. Systems check. Maybe a little hamstring tightness, maybe calf tightness. Hard to say. Olivia's there. Standard calf cramping position there. Stretching. Get that soft tissue massage gun working overtime here. These guys are all working really hard. Olivia says, hey, he's cramping. Get him some Gatorade, some salt, hydrate, and get him back out there, coach. All right, now back to action here. Match point to the Stunners. We've got Jarvis back to serve. If I were him, I would serve the libero, maybe short, catch him off guard, test that cramping calf, and see if they can get out of here with a win. There's a short jump float, but Castillo passes it. Elias looks, goes back overhead, Castillo. Nice cross-court attack, and there was a touch on the back row defender. It's called. Point goes to Team Freedom. Match point number 2 for the Stunners. Josu Castillo prepping for a jump serve. Nice high toss. Passed up by the libero. Puts up a nice passing pose. Matt Hilling cannot find the open court with that attempt, and that's a hitting error. So Team Freedom 23, serving 24. Match point number 3 for the Stunners. Operating with not much sense of urgency, standing around. Castillo with the toss. Jump serve, libero passes into the circle. Schmitz passes, sets overhead. Bramwell gets the kill for the point, and match. OC Stunners pulls out that match victory, 3-0. Their confidence continues to skyrocket as they continue their way through this tournament. They finished pool play 3 wins and no losses. That puts them directly into Sunday's semifinals and gives them an entire day off tomorrow to recuperate, warm up, practice, get some good reps, get some quality food, hydrate, make sure there's no cramping, hang out with their kids, as you can see. You get some quality family time and see some sights maybe in Salt Lake City. Meanwhile, Team Freedom, we're going to have to go to the tiebreaker to see how they finish up in the pool and whether they'll be, I believe, number 3 or possibly number 4. But nonetheless, they will definitely be playing tomorrow at some point. Whether or not it's in the morning or in the afternoon, we'll wait to be seen. In other news, waiting for the player of the game to be determined so that Olivia can get a quick courtside interview with tonight's top performer. Again, that was a 3-0 victory for the Stunners. And again, OC Stunners winning in 3 sets over Team Freedom with 0. You saw some good quality, high-level volleyball. A little bit too much talking if you're going to ask me my opinion of that one. But nonetheless, the talk, you walk the walk and talk the shop. You're going to win in 3. That's what's going to work for you. So here we go with Olivia with our player of the match.
Thank you, Terrell. You did a little bit of everything tonight. 5 blocks, 4 aces, 13 kills. How were you able to be so effective everywhere?
Letting the game come to me. We played a good game. We played. We're solid on defense. Makes it easier when we can spread the ball around and everybody's scoring, so everybody's a threat. Jeff made it easy on me by just putting it up there. Yeah.
You came from behind in set 3, something that you guys aren't used to, but how were you able to close that one out?
We just have confidence in our game and just being out there. We know we can compete with everybody. All our guys are solid, and it's just fun being out there and just balling with them.
It looks like you guys are having fun. How much chemistry do you already have?
We have a lot of chemistry. We haven't actually played with Jeff. We practice with all the other guys, but Jeff, he fits right in with our group, we love being around each other. We're always around each other for the last month and a half, so it's just fun to be out here.
Yeah, you can definitely tell. Now blocking, you guys had a great blocking effort. How were you able to execute that blocking scheme?
Just staying solid. We know guys are going to crush balls. It's going to happen here and there, but just our middles closing. Our outsides are being just super smart and not reaching. We're letting the game come to us, and we're able to get our hands on a lot of balls and just put them down.
Thank you so much. Congrats.
Appreciate it.
Back to you.
Thanks, Olivia. Congratulations to the OC Stunners on that match victory and winning their pool. We're going to sign off now for a little bit. We've got one more match on tonight's schedule. That starts at 8 p.m. local time in about 45 minutes. We'll be back on air in about 30 minutes to do a pregame show for that match. Thank you all so much for viewing the NVA Showcase here in Salt Lake City. I'm Matt Prosser. See you soon.
Thank you.